Hey friends, welcome back to Food Prep Guide. We are back in the kitchen with another canning tutorial, and this time we are answering the question of what to do if your jar doesn't seal. If you've been canning for any period of time, you have probably had it happen to you where you take your jars out of the canner, you wait that 12 to 24 hour wait period to check your seals, and when you check your seal, you open the lid or you do the finger tap test, or you feel if it's concave in the middle. And if you realize that you have a jar that didn't seal, you're immediately left with, well, now what do I do with it? Is it ruined? No. As long as you catch it within that 24-hour period, there are 3 things that you can do with that jar of food. Number 1, you can eat it that night. If it's something that you can work into your meal plan as a side dish or a dessert, or toss it into some soup or something like that, just go ahead and use it that night. The second option is to put it in the fridge and use it within 3 to 4 days. That's totally fine too. The third option is you can reprocess it. So as long as you catch it within that 24-hour period, you can actually reprocess that jar. To reprocess that jar, you will want to use a new lid, because for whatever reason, the lid that you used previously is probably compromised in some way or another, which is why it failed. So you want to use a new lid, and then you're going to process the jar the exact same way that you would normally. You're not going to cut the time, you're not going to change any headspace or anything like that. As long as you followed the correct headspace that your recipe calls for, you're going to process it for the exact same time that you would have as if it's just a first run batch. So those are the 3 things that you can do with a jar of food. I hope that's helpful to y'all. I know it's frustrating to do all that work and have a jar lid fail, but it's not the end of the world. You don't have to throw it away. You can absolutely still eat it. One thing I wanted to note is, what if you don't catch it within that 24-hour period? That's kind of gray territory in canning, at least in my opinion. I have researched that and I can't find like a definitive answer. I don't know that there's ever been a study that has been done with waiting for a jar that's gone like maybe 48 hours after it's come out of the canner and has a false seal. What happens at that point. I haven't been able to find it. If you know if there's been a study done like that, post it below in the comments. I would love to check it out. My personal rule of thumb is that I always just make sure I check it within that 24-hour period. In fact, I actually check it closer to the 12-hour period, because I figure if it hasn't sealed after 12 hours, it's probably not going to. And I would rather catch it early and get that thing reprocessed back in the canner, or put it in the fridge, and then I don't have to worry about bacteria growth or anything like that. So hope that helps, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.